Hey, how are you doing? I keep like pressing buttons on my new HP stream computer. Zaidi boy here, aka Irrational Muslim, aka at sign bipolar Muslim addict, at sign irrational Muslim. So youtube.com/a rational. I finally ascertained youtube.com/a rational Muslim is some random geeky Muslim, the kind of which I am. You like to hate, like to hate. So yeah, I've been like someone sent me this book. I'm trying to figure out who without opening it. I don't know what it is. Thank you. This means a lot to me. And it's basically like a nice segue into nothing really because I don't want to talk about the art of internet marketing. Guys, there's a book I refer you to. I gave to my ex landlord. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. The repercussions of the foul year of our Lord AD 2024 encroaching and approaching. Guys, either you're early or you're late. Either you live in the future or you live in the past. There's no such thing as living in the present is where I'm slowly devolving to. I found this resume today. So this lady now has given up her right to privacy. Resume is one of the most sensitive documents with regards to it's got your fucking address, phone number, work history. If someone wants to fuck with you, like your resume is much better than a piece of mail. Where I'm at in my headspace right now, guys, is I go around town and I've got flyers coming out my face. I mean, I'll show you a pile of them down there. Like, I've got dog walking flyers. I've got flyers of things I'd like to see. Como mi esposa, colombiana, colombiana. Guys, I have a course on I have a course on udemy.com. Okay, if you can go there and fucking find it, I will send you this book, this actual book. I'll sign it if you want, although that's kind of gay. I'll write some notes or some fucking thing in here. It's a great book. It's a great book. I'd like to read it. David McFarlane, The Danger Tree, My Memory War and the Search for a Family Past. I'll send you this very book. I do this from time to time. Like this book is like native stuff, I believe. Like this is the stuff. Uh, you know, emulating the circuitous tales told by his mother's relatives. Emulating means copying, right? The Good Years of Newfoundland, Dave McFarlane waves. Oh yeah, yeah. This is like not. This is some highfalutin shit. I gotta read this stuff. Because when chasing monsters, so I'll send you Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio if I can find it. I found the sellotape to tape it back together, right? Masking tape, whatever. This is another great book. So I'll give you a choice of these books, like The Timeless Way of Building. Like basically, I'm trying to get you to open up. Like you're gonna come to the channel and you expected one thing and you get another thing. Because I wasn't holding the guitar, but I've got a thumbnail, so that's okay. Like I'd start up these goddamn videos, guys, and I'd basically. Okay, I'm gonna go from like back to the basics, first principles, like Elon Musk would say, which is tuning your guitar. Guys, this is a ukulele slash banjo or whatever the fuck you might want to call it. My roommate called it a ukulele. I was so happy to be talking with him. It's literally it took me years to break the ice with this guy, and I told him it means a lot to me. I told him more or less, awala jar from a dar. First neighbors, then the house. So the lady Fatima was praying. She's praying for hours, an hour, like part of the day, right? And some kind of thing, like the afternoon, the morning till the afternoon, some kind of long period of time. She's praying about people. She's praying for people. So, you know, yes. So now the bipolar thing is like this. I smoke weed. I'm addicted. I could snort this fucking shit. But remember, it says on the canister that, yo, this is not for people with mental health issues. I'm trying to see if the camera can pick this up. Anyway, if you have, like, if you're a kid, you should not be smoking weed or drinking or any fucking thing like this. If you smoke cigarettes and you think you're cool, you're a fucking idiot. You're on your way to coughing an early grave, yellow teeth, and stupid shit like this. Like I smoke cigars, like real talk. And I fucking hate cigarettes, like with a passion, like real talk, right? So, cigarillos. Yeah, we're in denial. With a smooth operator smoking cigar of cigar. My shot, yo, my cock is much bigger than yours. With a feeling so pure, it leaves you walking out the door and then you're begging for more. Yeah, we're in denial. With a smooth operator smoking cigar. So again, I got everything except my lighter. Ah, but I'm a fighter. So yes, that's my plan is to like teach you like the guitar, and it's like Imam Sadiq said. I don't know what to tell you. Like mastery. Like my whole thing is mastery. I refer you to the YouTube channel. I don't know this guy's name. He's fucking amazing. His wife has a video. Like he basically set it up, I suppose. Yo, doing $40,000 a month on e-commerce on Amazon. Like she does FBA, Frank Bravo uh Alpha, fulfilled by Amazon. So, like I'm so messed up right now. I'm into like three socks right now. I've never done this before, and in the past, when I've worn even just two socks, suddenly like I'm shutting down. My body literally will start shutting down. I'm so fucking sensitive, right? And it's like hot outside, cool in here. The stones, like this place it's an amazing fucking neighborhood. Like, and I have some amazing fucking roommates. Like they're Africans, and then a fellow from I believe Guyana or Sri Lanka. Very, very, very fucking uh elevated and accomplished man. Like he's the fucking man. Like I mean, just meeting him, and then of course, like day fucking like week two or some shit, month one, some nonsense. I'm banging like this is assault with a weapon, and I did my time. I gotta tell you, they called the cops, and the cops like took me away. All right, and I did some time for that. Like I'll tell you, like thank God I was not arrested like and charged with assault with a weapon. A year ago, I had the same fucking thing happen. Like my roommate, like I was going outside, I just had enough of these fucking people. Like the roommates last year, the same thing is going around like this year. Like I'm trying my best, my level best, as it were. So we'll leave this here briefly. So again, these are all things I'm gonna do for you. At sign bipolar Muslim addict is this channel. You can Google me Zaidiboy, Zaidi boy, Zaidia in Chinese. Now I'm back to the verification stage with that word, right? Like it's like so my adventures in learning the Chinese language, right? Leho and neho and leho mean hello. So if you take the word hello and then you're like the Wu Tang, I'm on a mission. The niggas say it's impossible, but when I swing my swords, they all choppable. Yo, if you're the kid that's very interested in getting my TD fucking video, I got it here on my computer. I keep forgetting to upload it. I actually don't want to. I actually want to put it on a USB and meet you, young man. And thank you again for being a fan. Like I got this guy here, like he's losing his gourd. He's like, you're amazing, or he's like basically the vibe I'm getting. And again, that's why you YouTube. The guy's like, yo, you gotta send me this fucking stuff. Like, you gotta send me this goddamn stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what stuff? And I sent him my latest TD video. Not good enough. He's like, yo, you're terrorizing them. But he wants. I had a TD video. I don't know what the fuck it was. Like, I went into TD one time recently. Like, Toronto Dominion Bank, tank destroyers, total devastation, the usual, right? So now I have figured out a budgetary method for myself that works. And again, I'm a firm believer in law consequences. Yo, the thing that you call fucking punishment. Punishment. But I did nothing wrong in my eyes. Who really pays the price? Jen. Yo, I gotta play that thing. Yo, punishment. And punishment is a consequence of your actions. Results, any result, any outcome, right? I had this line, it's still like floating out there. It's like kind of tenuous. It may not apply in all instances, but it's an outcome based universe. like as far as the world of human affairs is concerned, right? ذلك الأيام نداولها على الناس تلك الأيام نداولها على الناس. These are the days. So I fill this bag up with shoes and I exercise. Best shape of my life, right? And then this goddamn, this is filled with books. So I mean, these are like problems that I'm solving. Like I got books everywhere, and who's gonna read them? What are you gonna do? Now you exercise with this stuff. And by the way, I'm a past master of like fucking the goddamn suitcase exercises. I will tell you that it's actually fuck like this thing. And you straighten your spine. So it's actually amazing. Like this is again things I learned in jail. Things I learned in jail are basically the following: read every day. If you want, I'll send you this book. It's called Mark the Void. It's a fucking amazing book. I don't want to give it away. Like it's one of these books. Like I'll write all over a book and I'll draw in it and all kinds of weird shit like this, right? And kind of own it. But like sometimes I just don't get wrong to um guys, I don't get wrong to fucking reading the goddamn thing. And then what I do is I find a suitable mind. Like this is the world I've occupied for many years. Like shit. As a so-called spiritual person, right? Como my esposa, like she basically says, well, listen, I'm a God-fearing person, and then she'll say, mi amor, would God like that? This is like a lady who she reads the whole Bible every day. Like not the whole Bible. Well, I mean more or less, because if you read, listen, it's like this, guys. If I haven't dropped my weed, which I nearly did, guys, if you read a line of the Bible, you have read the Bible, more or less. The word is a seed, and the seed will sprout some light, and the light will take care of the darkness, right? So I had a beautiful like these comments and that like this book. I know who it is. It's my so-called number one fan, Giuseppe Morganti, a strange and elusive Italiano di Agrigenti. Agrigenti puts a fucking fear of God in your goddamn face and in your mind and your heart. It's like the Quran says. Like the Quran is ghetto. Like Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, is gangster. Like the Son of Man does not have a bird has a nest, fox has a hole in the ground, Son of Man has no place. And then he's telling his guys, this is like Streets X. It's like it's really intense. It's like John the Baptist level shit. It's like he says to them, now get out of here. See you later. When I come back down like with my sword and I'm gonna like really F shit up. I mean, I don't have to tell you. This is my take on things as a Muslim. Like I was in jail for one day, and it would appear my only purpose of going to jail was to pick up this book. What I've done already: the Bible, New King James Version, and Nancy Kilo Judo, Keith Copeland. Like Christians are marketers. This is what I've learned. Why? Because you guys are gospeliers. I urge you guys to focus on this stuff right here. I urge you, if you're a Christian and you're like more Bible talk, why have you not read the Gospel of John? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and read Philemon right now because this is good. Like I have things like many people. Like the difference between me and you is that I try and get my to-dos done. If I cannot do them, I will write them down or I will talk about them on a YouTube video or a podcast. I will blog about them. I'm so happy. I currently have three, four, five different blog. Mateo. I'm looking for Mateo. Like basically, the Old Testament. In case you were unaware, like I mentioned Ted Bundy on a video today, and I guess I'm gonna start talking about serial killers. It's about time. I've been studying them for like fucking years. Like since 2016, I've listened to countless fucking thousands of hours, more or less, of audiobooks on Scribd.com. Scribe with a D. So I'm a scribe, right? And I ascribe to Scribd the the like the distinction of being the fucking place for audiobooks. Like, to me, it's sad and unseemly and a blight on my fucking efforts and my entire sense, like my self-respect and this kind of shit. Like this book, if I find it, Giovanni Boccaccio, right? It's the same thing. It's like such an amazing book. Giovanni Boccaccio, Decameron, Deca is 10. Like, impaled heads in the distance. Hail to the Roman resistance. Dan, 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 jin, jin, jin. Open up the levers from the gates of hell. Spectral war. Dibidim, dim, dibidim, dim, dibidim. Spectral war. So I told you yesterday I was gonna show you something with the plectrums. I put the plectrums here today, but I didn't get around to it. Anyway, so Deca, like Apple, has 10 guys. Okay, it's not fucking associates, soldiers. Like the associates, they better not be stupid or they're gonna get smacked or whacked or baseball batted, right? And that's that, right? The associate is a hanger on. Right? Everybody's a wannabe. I'm a wannabe, you're a wannabe. Like, I'm not a mobster. Do I want to be a mobster? Well, I'm more or less acclimatized to the life, or like come si come sa. Like, I'm not Italiano. Mi amico mio the Agrigente, this guy, Naples, Gomorrah. I sent him the book Gomorrah. Now he does not stop sending me books, and he's gonna cease and desist. All right, guy. Like, you're making me feel like shit if you send me this. So this is why you YouTube. They see there's magic numbers. So the magic number is 2 to 5. Okay, two. So I'm gonna tune this, and then I'm gonna explain how I tuned it after the fact. I've already smashed one of these pegs over here, and so it's gonna be kind of tricky. Uh, I think I can figure it out though. So now I'm gonna tune this. We're at 17 minutes. It's going pretty good. Like, I lose my sense of time when I make these YouTube videos. I have learned how to look at the camera and overcome the sense of fear and failure and whatever the fuck it is. It's like a sad and weird feeling. Like the way, like the eyes of the world on you, right? So now it's basically your brain telling you, and you're exhibiting the emotion, and you may not have connected the dots or you let the thought fly past, but more or less anybody could watch this video, right? Anybody can watch this video. So, like, then suddenly you got the weight of the world. Misery, that the weight of the world should be on your shoulders. Misery, the mother life, what you say, my friend of misery. Hmm. I'm such an idiot. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is SOG, sign of God. I gotta get some fucking coffee. I'm going insane. I dropped a cigar into that thing. Everything fucking falls. Like, the way I see it, it's like my fucking neighbors, like, or roommates. I'm trying my best, but like, I'm a weird fucking oddball, right? And these fucking guys have put up with so much, like shouting, smoking weed. Like, I was watching some porn on my fucking, like, some fucking friend of mine, like we got this thing, and like she's hot and I'm hot, like she's whatever, like whatever, like we don't have phone sex or anything like this, but like I'm missing my wife, right? So these fucking people are looking through my window, and it's like I got like this. It's weird. Like, I was basically at my window the first time uh my roommate that I'm concerned about walked past. So the other roommate says to me, well, this guy's your new best friend, eh? And I was amazed and alarmed. And I'm like, yo, like, how the hell are you gonna be the like? I'm usually the guy who like takes liberties and assumes things and things like this, right? So what do you mean by this? Like, but I suppose it was like a warning sign. This guy is a very interesting and intense young man. Now I have to reframe the whole thing because he's from Africa, he's from Ghana, he's got a fucking body. This gives him a pass. The fact he's a kid anyway, like in Islam, forgiveness goes down, respect goes up. Like, money goes all around. It does go all around because the Quran says, "Don't let the money go round and round amongst the rich people, among your rich people." right? So now I'm going to tune this. I want to smoke a goddamn joint so bad. And right now, there's a saying of Imam Sadiq's, peace be upon him. Sadiq means truthful, great, great, great grandson of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him and his family. And I'm not trying to preach. Again, I'm going to say this. I was talking to some people on the bus yesterday, and I said the following to them, quote, وَلَوْ نَشَاء جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةٌ وَاحِدٍ. If we had God, if we had wanted to in the Quran, we would have made you one religion slash nation, okay, race, whatever. But we wanted to try each of you with what we had given him, what we have given them. Do you? Are you a good Buddhist? Are you a Buddhist? So are you a good Buddhist? Are you a Hindu? This is my fucking message. I just lectured some poor distraught girl at the goddamn gas station where I bought my cigars. I had a coffee there. The weird thing is, like, usually when I'm manic like this, you can tell I got like high energy levels. Now, the coffee actually calms me down. Like this shit, this is not coffee, but this is like disgusting now. It's like got cigar tobacco in it, right? But yo, I just gotta stay on point, and you do too, guys. You gotta basically get a fucking handle on your shit. Like the guy says, like some guy like COs, corrections officer, we call them now. We call them compliance officers. They're called corrections officer. Who I'm referring to is your so-called jail guard, aka CO, right? So I just been to Dollar Drama again. They did not have oil. Then I was walking in back of like this Petro Canada or this gas station where I bought like some shit, something like this, and I found like some oil. It was amazing, like leftover like cooking oil from a restaurant, and it's olive oil, and there's like a bunch of it. Like it's as much as about half a bottle of what I would have gotten at Dollar Drama. And funnily enough, like I don't know if it's seasonal or not, but they don't have cooking oil, like the little cooking oil, olive oils at Dollar Drama. So now, yes, again, if you're the guy who is interested in watching, I'm trying to establish whether or not you're a real baller and fan and team player. Oh shit! And my man, I just dropped something. Did you see that? Like, it's crazy. It's like poltergeist or some shit in here, man. I really fucking think, or rather believe in these things. Like, chapter 63 of the Quran, right? So yeah, like this is a little tip for the kids and people in general. You will not be able to be happy at all ever unless you've got two fucking things under control, which is your health and your money. Rest of the shit, like this shit and that shit, like as in people and other things, these are all fucking inconsequential. Your health and your money, this is what I've understood. Now, my standard lecture, this is standard like PSA, Papa Sierra Radio, ex security guard at your service, right? I show up in public. It basically says Allah's opinion here. Okay, and this is a note to me, like real talk. I went to jail recently, or rather, it's like this. God is so great. Like, He shows you the way. It's like Imam Ali said, there's enough light for one who wants to see. So the saying of Imam Sadiq's, I forget, it was a intense saying. There's many intense sayings. But again, the Quran says, and I'm saying to you, I urge you to read the Bible. Just, just real talk. Again, law of consequence, universe of outcomes, outcome based universe. This thing works. This thing works. The book, when you read it, you will become holier. When you read the Bible every day, you will have a holy day. You'll see miracles. If you don't like that, you'll see serendipities slash coincidences. If you don't like that, then it's gonna open up broader perspectives. It's for that. Like I was just like, I mean, it's double sided because the Old Testament has got a lot of amazing stuff. So I'm gonna basically just change my tag right now. I was gonna say that like serial killing and wars and genocide and like the Old Testament has all these things in it, like baby killing, and you're gonna go now the servant of the Lord or the angel of the Lord. Like this is my problem, like with my Christian brothers right now and sisters. The Lord, like you say Jesus is the Lord. Jesus is not the Lord. Now I might get smashed by some fucking redneck in Tennessee after an obituary concert for saying that.
And that's why Glenn Benton of the band Deicide carries a gun, because Christians can be as crazy and fucking fundamentalist as fucking Muslims. And fundamentalism is like this. Like Imam Ali, again, or Prophet Muhammad said that we, the family of Muhammad, we are uh, we are moderation. Whoever has gone ahead of us should return to our modus operandi, and whoever is lagging needs to catch up. I mean, at the same time, people would be in awe. People were in awe and still are in awe of the extent to which our imams prayed and worshipped and like the kinds of things they did. Like this is why we believe in them. Like their speeches and prayers are extant, and their sayings are marvelous. Their sayings and their speeches and the stories and interactions. I am not. If you message me and try and effing get me to talk to you about Islam, I'll talk to you about Christianity. I'll tell you to go to udemy.com and find my goddamn course, How to Land the Job You Want in 2 weeks. I'll tell you that I'll send you one of these fucking books, any one of your choice, Timeless Way or Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio or this other one, whatever it was. Like, I'll send you one of these books. I'll send you a book. I'll send you fucking something. I'll make you whole, which means I'll make you happy. Okay, so joint lit, half an hour coming up here. And this is all intro. That's all that is. Like that 26-minute fucking head rush or that fucking tailspin. That was just me getting organized. I got roast burns all over my new computer, guys. Eh? So now this string now, like this is like strategy now. The art of strategy. I could look for something to fucking lower the string some more. That's what I'm trying to do. Get it as low as it. Oh shit! There we go. It's good. It's good. I don't need a fucking peg for that. There you go. This string is now central, the fourth string. Every alternative, I feel the need to keep repeating this, right? فَذَكَّرْ إِن نَفَعَتِ الذِّكْرَى, says the Quran. I keep holding up the guitar because this is what we're talking about now, like props, hello. And was holding it, I believe, at the beginning of this video. Although I do have a thumbnail, and yes, I don't think I was. Now that I think about it, my mind is like gone right now. Like sleep deprived, food deprived, love deprived, deprived. The only fucking thing I got going for me is the weed. Like I'm just smoking weed like crazy. Mm. Weed actually, like here's the news. Like weed is an accelerator. Like they say, indica's a body rush, sativa's a mind rush, and all these kinds of things. And then it's like, yo, if you just want to pass out, you smoke some indica. If you want to be creative, you smoke sativa. I don't know about any of that. I try to go with a hybrid. Right now, sativa dominant, or I'll just switch it up. I'll basically go with whatever my feelings direct me to. So now I'm really tired. Now that I've finally taken care of all my shit, I just want to pass the fuck out. It's almost 11 o'clock here, and I've just been going and going and going like a goddamn little engine burner. So now, the way to tune a guitar, like a four-string guitar, is easy. Every alternative damn good boy excels. When I was like in primary, like 7 or 5 or 2, when I was basically 10-year-old little guy, like my little brother was born, this kind of thing. So I came up with this mnemonic kind of structure that remember the tuning of guitar strings. Every E, alternative A, damn D, good G, boy, bravo, excels, echo. So now you don't have the last two strings. I've been saying for years. And finally, I got my own now. Like, get a four-string guitar. I can have an endless amount of fun, fascination, terror, wonder, the usual hashtag art. I will remind you or complete what I was saying earlier if it was this video. My ex landlord, God bless his soul, for keeping my stuff while I was in jail. About 6 months, like more or less, I had my stuff in his place, right? Like I waved a fucking fork at my roommate, 9 Norman Ross Parkway. I got videos and a whole channel. It's like crazy, like a crazy fucking year, man. It's like the Faith No More song. What a day, what a day, what a day now. What that you what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day now. Right, what a day. La yawmin ka yawmaka ya Aba Abdullah. We say there's no day like your day. Oh, Imam Hussein, grandson of Muhammad. Anyway, so now you have open and you have the open string, like it's just the string, one note. Every alternative damn good boy excels, this kind of thing. This E has been tuned down, and in any case, I have never used a tuner ever, 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 ever. If you are interested and are gravitating towards guitar playing, then there's a good chance you have perfect pitch, you have rhythm. The real thing is basically rhythm and don't stop. You will play bad notes, hopefully, because that's what you got to do. You got to figure things out. Like, you got to basically get to a point where you can actually anticipate and play stuff that you just hear, right? So I'll listen to a Slayer song or some fucking little riff, and then I'll play it on here, and it's like, Killing Joke, for example. So the first two strings, kind of. So you see, that sounds good. Now I don't know if it's an octave or low, but uh, Killing Joke, Panopticon, no, like one hand, right? So Olive Thrash and Killing Joke and Fear Factory, hello, uh, yeah, one note. So the purpose of tuning down the top E string to an A, which is two frets, right? So some letters have a minor and a major, and others don't. And I don't know which ones do or don't. I've forgotten that. It's not important. I suppose now that I've been talking about it, like I've said on these videos that every alternative damn good boy excels. Every alternative EADGBE. That's the only thing you need to know in terms of music theory, and then you forget it. But now I realize there's chords, right? There's chords like C and A and all these kinds of things. And you play a C down here, then you play it over here, and these kinds of things. Now, I'm gonna say forget about all of that. Just fucking forget about it. Like just fucking forget about it. Like just focus on power chords, which is two strings. The first string down tuned. You can play the first two strings just like that. That's mandatory suicide. It's. I think it's not tuned properly. I think it's too high, the top string. Yep. Die. So the second two strings you can actually play as well. So apparently it seems tuned. You play the fifth fret. Like this dot is 5, this is 7, right? This is 11, this kind of thing. It seems this should be 12. This is 5, this is 7. And yeah, this is like, so it's one of those things, right? It's just one of those days. Feel like a freight train, first one to complain. I leaves with a blood stain. It's all about the he said, she said bullshit. I think you better quit talking that shit, dropping that shit. Or you be leaving with a fat lip. So you put your, you play the second string and every other string, including the first string. This is how you tune them. You play the note, the fifth fret, the note. What note is that? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking care. This is what I'm telling you. It doesn't matter. Like like if you want to play the guitar, just learn how to tune it, and then you do not play every fret. That's about the only rule. You don't go like this unless you're carcass. Unless you're a death metal person. Those guys play like consecutive notes. So that's basically it. Now, I had a friend, Oleg Cherniak. I forgot to ask him whether he was Yevrier or just a highly enlightened mind. Highly enlightened mind. Highly enlightened. Yo, فضلناهم على العالمين. It's time for me to tell you that Gerzon S, one of my best friends, he's a Jew. Mm. Just email him at gerzons@gmail.com. Tell him, say hi to Tally, his wife. I believe her name is Tallulah. She's an amazing fucking lady. She works like she's like hot to trot. Like don't mind. She's got kids. She's married, like married, and ultra religious. Yo, you come into their house, beautiful house right next door to our like standard house in Oak Ridge in Calgary, circa 28 to 20 fucking 2019, 2020, like this kind of thing, 6 months to a year time frame. Like the Quran says that we shake their foundations every once or twice a year. So once or twice a year, like your life will turn upside down. That's about it. And it says, for example, quote unquote, around them, hawlahum, they see the earth being encroached on. Like if nothing else, you got the goddamn ocean, right? Oh, yeah. Oh God, I just dropped hot ash onto this new foam bed, man. The new foam stereo. I got rid of the creepy fucking cum blood and piss stained fucking mattress that was here. Anyway, that's a sign for me to stop smoking weed. Like, basically, the way it is right now with me, children of the corncubus. Yo, again, don't fucking smoke weed if you're not wanting to destroy your life. A, bipolar is like a kid, and like a fucking kid. Like I am basically a kid, and I let that thought inform me, and therefore it's all about the kids. Cause Andy Warhol, like I gotta tell you this, like guys, I'm not gonna send you this fucking book because it's a $60 book, and I paid cash for it, like money. All right, but this goddamn book, shit, if I can find it, fuck, right here, no fear, right here, no fear, guys. Andrew Warhol, first of all, was the goddamn man, right? And that's all that is. Like, I'm from Pakistan. You might mistake me as being from Tajikistan or Afghanistan. Yo, there's a roach on the Andy Warhol book. This fucking guy, like, if I just stopped and started, my goal, like this year, just so you know, quote unquote, oh shit, I dropped a fucking roach, guys. And yo, I'm an army trained guy. Look at what I found here. Like, I'm gonna show you how stupid people are, and I'm gonna give you more missions, guys. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep offering books, and then I'm gonna teach you shit, and I'm gonna turn you into some kind of fucking guy that can take care of himself and or play the guitar. So I hope you've gotten enough, like for now. Like, this is a $60 book, half price at $30. Like I carry this fucking book around sometimes, and I'll be like, do 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 do, this silly shit, like, and like random open, and it's like, do you not know who this fucking guy is? Like, do I have to find, like, I don't, like, this is like the guy who says, for example, in this book, Just two fucking things I'm gonna say from this book that will, like, if you really want, they will be enough for you. A, success is a job. B, quote unquote, Andrew Warhol. So B, art. Oh, art. Art is too hard. This fucking guy, art is too hard. The guy who basically redefined the zeitgeist in pop culture to the extent that basically it is said about Andrew Warhol, formerly known as Warhol, like the first guy who gave him like a real job or some shit at Glamour magazine or some nonsense. He's drawing pictures of shoes and they're total shit pictures. Like the guy is basically a force of nature. He's gay. He's the quintessential fag. Like I love this guy, by the way. Like Harvey Milk, like the senator. Like when chasing monsters, you become a monster. Like I appear to be a yuppie, I appear to be a Nazi, and I appear to be a fucking gay guy. So I've come up with Free Art Guild. This is my life. You'll be like, what? So, cause I say fag sometimes, and then I gotta backtrack, cause there's kids that have hurt someone's feelings. I'll say like the standard lines, which are, it's Canada, not Canada. If it's good enough, I'm a fucking immigrant. If it's good enough for Canada, it's good enough for this guy. The sky, and everyone underneath it, frankly. So like the guitar playing, like I'm tempted to just let it go. I don't want to go over an hour with this fucking video. Like I finally used up all the memory on my goddamn fucking computer. But this for me is therapy. Like the last register, my registering the time check here, kids. 16 fucking minutes, 29 seconds. Now it's 41 minutes, 29 seconds. And it's like, that's what you do. That's called your thing. Like that thing. Like, so now, if I'm doing that out in public and you see me, don't fucking come near me and don't fucking fuck with me and don't fucking come stand next to me 2 meters, 3 meters, like whatever. Like, don't fucking stare, right? Like, don't stand between a guy and his things. Like, it's so hard to get on and just be strong. You can freeze frame the following: some some crazy lady, like she's got to be crazy because this is too fucking good. Like Bahamas, check. She's a black lady because I already found her name. She left her CIBC tap card, which I haven't tapped, of course not. Like it's not on account of getting like fucking jailed or some shit. Like all these fucking bank cards, she just like tossed them out there. This is like I could have scored like $500 here. Like seriously. So if you think I'm a fucking asshole, this is great. If you think I'm a thief or a fucking liar, then screw yourself. I emailed all her cards, like doctors and massage therapists, and like she's like the ultimate fucking styling lady. Like I'm dying to work with her. Like I don't know what to say, dude. Like these people, I didn't see any emails. This is the problem. Like I'm not gonna do it. I might even start tapping these cards just to see what the fuck happens. In fact, I'll go to the Toronto Public Library and it's just like you can't get any service nowadays. You can't get any respect, and you like the Rodney Dangerfield said, and you can't get any service. If I go to the Toronto Public Library, so bad, like they're just monsters. Like they're fucking monsters. Like first of all, the timings are shit. Thank you, Margaret Atwood, for your support of our library system. By the way, libraries, motherfuckers. Like this guy, me. My goal for 2024 is either read this fucking book plus making notes all the while, like just making notes is like is making notes. It's an extension of read every day, write every day, do some art, this kind of thing. Okay, exercise, pray slash meditate every day slash something new. Like slash something new is like I'm begging you, I'm fucking begging you. Like so, bipolar guy is like a kid. Now, spontaneous exhibiting of emotions, it's not just that. Like I've had cops, robbers, gangsters, a guy who's going to stab me, multiple guys who're going to stab me, girl who's going to stab me, multiple girls who are going to stab, kick, and punch me. Like, you're going to be like, this is too much. How the fuck do you get on? I get on by staying strong. I eat right. Like, I got Seritin in this fucking coffee cup. I don't know if I puked it out in this video. Like, the coffee cup under the Bible. Guys, I train my fucking face off. Okay? And I got lines like this: don't come near me or I'll smack you the fuck out. And the extended version of that is, pendejo, I don't understand what you're saying. I am missing a tooth and you're very close and you're talking a lot of shit. It sounds like a lot of shit. I will knock you out if you keep it up. This is a street line. Just keep it up. This is the best we can say without getting charged with threats. Anyway, so Toronto Police Service, total shit. I just fucking hate them. I'm gonna report something to the ombudsman. These motherfuckers. I wrote it down in my Bible. I went to jail again, kids, for a day, for a fucking day, for doing what? I pulled an alarm at like goddamn College Park. I got smashed by at sign Paragon guard. I want to make a. I got all the props ready. I got like, like God is great. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like the breadcrumbs lead like the trail in this kind of shit, right? Like a warrior, quote unquote, doesn't do anything without signs. Slutty little whore at the library who ruined my day was the librarian. I then like so this is fear of God time. So then I'm like, dear at sign John Tory on Twitter. I love the guy, and I think the guy must be aware of me. I sent him some videos like with some advice about his campaign, as in beware of Reginald Tull. There's a fucking baller. Like I'm like so fucking on the fucking fence with this guy. Like double-edged sword. He's building fucking wells in goddamn Africa for villagers who need sanitation that are being helped by Bill Gates, and Bono from U2 is floating around and he's got like rose-colored fucking glasses too. By the way, yo, this motherfucker might be dropping bodies or like putting like fucking like RPGs in these motherfucking holes that he's drilling in Africa, by the way. He's a fucking baller. Don't fucking get it twisted. First of all, the world is run by gangsters. Okay, I refer you to, and I'm promoting again because at sign Gary V, right? You gotta repurpose your content, kids. First of all, you gotta create content. You gotta read every day, and you gotta write every day. Why? You have to do these two fucking things and then exercise every day. If you read and write every day, it's gonna take care of your finances and all this shit. And if you exercise every day, you're already gonna eat fucking right because you're gonna be like, fuck, I just jogged or walked or I myself, I'll walk around town for an hour, like hours, like using my goddamn dollar drama bag. Please let me know who sent this, okay? Giuseppe, if it's you, I don't want to hear about it. And don't send me more shit unless we fucking get a coffee. I'm helping this guy, like, he's helping me. He's a YouTube fan, and we know each other from Oracle Corporation. Okay, so now this thing right here, like, I went to jail, and you'll be like, yo, you're so disrespectful and all this shit. My sister nailed it, of course, and salam alaikum, Baji, if you're there. My sister, my wife says start with Mateo if you want to read the Bible, but the standard directive, as far as I'm concerned, is John. Is John. John, like John changed my fucking life. John is ultra fucking streets, like I was telling you. Like Jesus, Son of Man. I believe this is John, Gospel of John. It's one of the four Gospels. The bird has this is blood curdling stuff to some people, because this would be the way. This would like he's basically saying you guys are doing your thing, but like the Son of Man, as for me, your so-called Lord and Savior, this fucking guy, like I'm swearing and I'm blaspheming. My sister nailed it. She said, "You swear, you say the f bomb, and then you say Imam Ali's name in the same sentence, and then with the same fucking breath." So she's right. She's absolutely fucking right. But for La look, I've said for about 10 years, as long as Gary V's followed me on Twitter, and even prior to. So yeah, the library's shit. Like, slightly little whore. Like, this is a fucking video I made, and I'm interested to see whether it's got 7 or 9 views. It's the usual. Like, I gotta do my fucking part, right? So I'm tagging and using keywords and hashtags and thumbnails, and the only fucking thing I haven't done is I got this amazing YouTube intro. It's so fucking cool. It's got like the yo Napalm Death. Like if I had a plectrum, I can't really play this guitar with a plectrum. Unnecessary evil. anyway, so did it, and then it's so bipolar Muslim addict. Like, guys, 99.9% of what you need to be successful in internet marketing, I would just just send you right to fucking youtube.com/ Alex Becker's channel. We're coming up on an hour. Like, I'm just doing my thing here. I was going to get into John. John is streets. The Son of Man does not have. The fox has a hole. The bird has a nest. These things are self evident. He does not say you fucking people are out of control. You got rooms full of shit that you don't use. Your house is too big. It's a problem. It's too expensive. Like Robert Kiyosaki says, you can't pay the fucking bills. You don't know what the fuck the time is. Like, Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family, uh, as per Shia Muslims, like this is what we say. We say alayhi salam for prophets, and imams, like Imam Ali alayhi salam, peace be upon him, because he's alive, he's not dead, right? That's part A of that. So Isa is Jesus alayhi salam. So now a person that starts his day, man asbaha, and then I realized as a fucking more or less a welfare recipient, if I get it, like this month, like I gotta fight these fucking guys, like they'll cut it off for months at a time, or like I'm working and I shouldn't be, and they're deducting shit, but they have more or less, like this is the truth, like I have been a hypocrite of the highest order for like many years. I've been basically allowing myself to become soft, like they say on the fucking street, right? So I collect this welfare check when I can, and the problem is I'm just moving around the whole fucking time, and it's like I'm working, and it's like all kinds of different things. Like I just washed, thank God, my goddamn security guard uniform. I'm going to go to Paladin Security. I refer you to the Wikipedia article about Otto Scorzeni, who started the Paladin fucking Splinter fucking cell, Paladin Security Group. This is some fucking shit. This is pre-communist Cold War and post cessation of hostilities circa 1945 to fucking 50. Somewhere in like Palestine in this region. This fucking guy shows up there and starts this fucking thing out there. Like he starts some shit. Like the guy, I don't know what the hell to say. Like I gotta do this fucking thing. I don't want to fucking touch this thing. I hate fucking Nazis. I fucking hate fucking Nazis. Fucking Nazi. Like these motherfuckers are brutal and they killed thousands of Nazis, tens of thousands. They killed hundreds of thousands of fucking disabled people, homosexuals, and cripples and old people. They killed fucking kids who were not genetically correct. They burned fucking art. Like Hitler was just out of his gourd. He was basically, I'm gonna have to say I'm convinced. I refer you to the Nazi documentary, Nazis on BBC documentary, British Broadcasting Corporation, Corporation. Now, David Irving, who basically ate a lot of shit after he came out saying that Hitler was not really anti-Jew. Hitler saved a train load of Jews one time. He's like, "What's going on with these guys?" And he was told, and he's like, "Fuck that! Like you're not killing them. That's all that fucking thing is." And the train will stop. He wanted to send them to Palestine and or by way of Madagascar. He did achieve these fucking things, guys. Like Hitler, like I'm sorry, like I just gotta say, it's hard not to fucking respect and admire the guy. On the other hand, he's a motherfucking fruitcake. He's a fucking psycho. Like to say he's evil, this is like saying that like Satan is evil. Like Satan, like, yo, Satan can be your friend and give you special powers and this kind of shit. This shit, that shit, worse than those. So thank you for tuning in. Like, I'm trying to stop these goddamn videos in an hour just because I'm bored and whatever. So now, quickly tune this guitar and whatever. So the last string, like this string, third string with no peg. Every alternative damn good boy excels. You are and we are going to learn chords, things like this, but more or less, this that resonance is what you're looking for and playing two notes. The second, like, so let's tune the second string, fifth, fifth fret, and then the third string open, so it's down, right? So we gotta tune it up, but no, we're gonna tune around the note, the string. This is just like how it's done, right? Like why would I fuck with this peg and I can't be bothered to find a hair clip or something? I got one around here somewhere. Whatever. Like, this is how I roll. This is how you should roll. And if you don't roll like this, well, that's fucking how the army fucking rolls. Charlie Alpha Frank. If you are a grown up and you got kids and you're like, what the fuck is my kid watching? And you come to my channel, I'm a good guy. If you haven't fucking realized this thing, I swear a lot, and I tell these fucking guys, like, I'm waiting for the day, like, at sign a rational Muslim, youtube.com, at sign a rational Muslim is 18 only. I got some terrorist type looking shit in my Islamic center talking about blood and swords. It was like Muharram, the commemoration of the martyrdom of Imam Hussein. Like I was arguing with some Jewish guy sometime at some point, like in the past before this. But these are questions that I have to address as a Shia Muslim. Yo, why do you guys teach people and the kids about fucking killing and shit like this? And so I have a video where I like the motherfucking kids. I'm swearing at these motherfuckers. They fucking own the shit. Like you better fear these fucking kids. Any motherfucking kid can pick up a like if you hurt a kid on the street, it's like this. If any fucking thing happens to a kid, that's a block by a block. That whole fucking thing is like that you are accountable for why the fuck did a kid on your street, on your block, what the fuck happened and a kid was hurt or some fucking guy like took advantage of a kid or some fucking thing. Apart from of course like the biggies, like corporations, like let's forget the fact they're enslaving kids or whatever, and like Foxconn in China, 600,000 people, employees jumping into the gaps between suicide nets. I hope this has actually been fixed. And as for the villagers who come from the villages in China to work at Foxconn in the cities, they're not told your fucking pay is going to be docked if you fuck around, as in don't follow our corporate diktat and totalitarian dictates and this shit. Whatever, fuck this. And they get goofed on, they get molested and preyed and abused. I know the story and you fucking know the story. That's another reason Apple is shit. Tim Cook, God bless his soul. Our Kansas guy made good. I'm happy with this. He's a solid fucking guy. He's a solid fucking guy. He did his fucking job. He did his fucking job. Like rest in peace, Steve Jobs. Like circa 2011, I bought my first Apple fucking product from Best Buy Canada in Calgary, like uh near Sunridge Mall or this thing, PetSmart. Now $750 I paid for a MacBook Air Mini. I'm I eventually like I lost it because I was bipolar and I left my backpack. I just dropped my backpack on the street and went wandered down like the street, failing to adhere to the rule, as it were, children, line of sight. You must have line of sight with your people and or like things, your things, or you will fucking lose them, your people and your things. This is Toronto. Toronto is bipolar. Everything is bipolar. I refer you to the book I'm writing, bit.ly/ everyone is bipolar. Capital first letter, then the hyphen. Now, I'm finally at a point where I'm going to not publish this on Kindle like I'm doing with bit.ly/ sales without selling, lowercase and hyphens. Like that fucking thing is almost 200 pages. If you want to know how to sell, read that fucking book. If you haven't read that fucking book, then fucking walk. Just fucking walk. And don't talk to me about how every time you or I open my mouth, we're selling and I shouldn't be swearing. Gary Vee swears. This is why I fucking swear. Sailors swear, and that's good enough for this fucking guy. First Seal is a book, another one of these books that I read in jail, things I learned in jail, things I learned. I read the whole Testament in jail. Okay, the New Testament, and I've read up to the book of Joshua, and that's where I'm going to place this bookmark. There is a 1 page long book that I discovered. I've read it, Philemon. Guys, that was going to be my goddamn thing today. Like, John is like Gangster X. I've got 18 seconds here. I am going to end on the 1 hour mark. Thanks for tuning in. Like, be nice, okay? If you don't, like I used to say, if you don't believe in God, then do you believe in good? The guitar, can you listen to this guitar? It's amazing. It's talking.